We are all doing life, but who knew it could be this funny? It's the Doing Life with Maria and Chad podcast.
There is a tweet that's going viral, and after I read it, I'm now angry and disappointed in my husband.
Well, that's fantastic. Your husband's in trouble. He didn't do anything.
Well, that's it. It's what he didn't do that he's in trouble with. And I will explain and we'll discuss coming up later on in the podcast.
So my daughter is officially 15 years old now, Maria.
Woo! Happy birthday, Georgia!
Pretty exciting weekend. I have a lot to tell you about the weekend. You know, I went to a bachelor party, which we played the Beer Olympics.
Oh, okay. Did you talk to my daughter about any of that?
No, but she did tell me she's played the Thunderstruck game, but we didn't play that one. Just because it was such a marathon, and we were trying to, manage intake of alcohol. We played beer pong, cornhole, indoors, by the way. We had like a high ceiling in this place because it was like snowing in Flagstaff.
That's fun.
It was perfect. We had to move the coffee table and the couch, but we were able to do it indoors. Spike ball. Have you ever played that game? You see it on the beach. It's like you throw the ball down on this web thing and it bounces up. It's kind of like volleyball, but enclosed.
No, I know what you're talking about because we sold those at Costco for a while.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's like a workout. It's not. There's a lot. It's like an athletic sport. And then a new one I learned about was called Four Bangers. Have you heard of that one?
No.
So we had these. You set up like a beer can in each corner of the table, like the size of like a big ping pong table.
Okay.
And then you throw the ping pong ball at the can, and if you hit the can, you have to try to finish your beer as fast as you can until they get the ball that fell on the ground back on the table.
Oh, okay.
It was fun. But let me tell you, we played all these games, and my partner and I won 0. we were beaten. We were beaten every time.
You needed my daughter on your team.
We did, and I was the weakest link for sure. My buddy was kind of frustrated because I kept screwing things up, but it was fun. My buddy's getting married now the 1st of March, so now he can recover and get ready. They're actually traveling to Cancun to get married, so it's kind of a weird time with like going over the border and then coming back. If they test positive, they can't come back, and so it's a lot of stress. But while we were up there, I ducked out of the second half of the bachelor party because it was my daughter's birthday. So my wife and daughter picked me up, and we went to what's known now as the Flagstaff Snow Park. And so it's an organized area that had like limited capacity because of COVID. So it wasn't like overrun with people, but they had these sledding hills, and you use their tubes, and it's all kind of set up to be safe rather than like going out in the woods and running into a tree, right?
Now, is this the place where there's a big fire pit out there and there's actually like you can buy hot chocolate and chips and stuff like that? Is that place? That
is. So It's funny you mentioned the concessions because there was a cinnamon roll food truck that we visited 3 times. It was the best. And again, this is our daughter's birthday, so calories don't count, right? So we went crazy with the cinnamon rolls. But I'm just sending you a video right now. If you can watch it, and we're going to play it here if you're watching on the YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube and search for Doing Life with Maria and Chad. But this is a video that my wife shot. It's about 20 seconds long, and here we go.
Okay.
Going down, sledding a little bit. All right. Yeah.
What happened out there at the end? What was that?
I need to tell you a piece of information that you don't know about that video. The person in that video is me.
No.
The person in that video is me.
Did you fly off at the end?
I did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, let me give you a little context. So we had been there all day, and again, it's our daughter's birthday, so we were trying to spend the whole day there because there's really nothing else to do, right?
Right.
So this was the fastest of all the different, because this was like the green or teal run, and they had a red run and a black run. But the green we found was the fastest. So the reason that they're closing is because as the sun goes down, the sledding hills turn to ice, and you go even faster. And so we were literally the last 3 people in line, and the guy in front of us weighed 300 pounds.
Oh my God.
So he was on, and they had radios. So there's one person at the top, and then there's some people at the bottom to make sure that you stop safely. So he had told the guy at the top, like, let them know I'm coming down. I weigh 300 pounds. You're going to need to stop me.
Right.
I didn't know this happened. And while this guy was doing that, they had, if you watch the video, there's 3 pads for each side. They took one of my pads away to help this 300-pound guy stop. And when I went down, I caught the edge of the remaining 2 pads and went off. And I kid you not, Maria, I don't really remember. I hit my head super hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a picture on YouTube. You can see, like, all I remember is going face first. I mean, this is scary stuff. Face first off the edge of this mound of snow, straight down onto more snow and ice. I'm guessing 12 to 15 feet I fell. Maybe more.
Oh my God.
It was scary. So my wife and daughter at the top of the mountain, they didn't know if I broke my back, if I was unconscious.
Right.
So I hit, and I was like kind of stunned, like I got punched in the face.
Right.
And I figured I crushed my skull. It felt like I like broke something by my eye. And I was just like kind of out of it. And this girl must have been about 15, 14 years old. She's like, are you okay? And all I remember is I said, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And then, because I was coherent enough to realize, like, we had signed the waiver,
Right.
I have a head injury. I don't know how bad this is. And then my daughter comes down, and then my wife comes down, and they're checking on me, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, my eye hurts. I was literally kind of freaked out. Like, I was like in a daze for like an hour.
Now, did you get a concussion?
I think I probably did.
You had to have. Yeah. Yeah. Are you sensitive to light and all that kind of stuff? Headaches?
No.
Maybe I sound like a doctor.
No, I mean, that we had these conversations because we were staying at a hotel not far from the snow park. And like, my wife's like, do you think you should go to bed? And I'm like, oh, this was, It happened like 4:30 because I think they closed at like 5. And so hours later, I felt like I was okay. And I expected to wake up the next morning with like a big shiner, but it's not. I mean, obviously you can see the picture. It's a little dark, like around my eye, and there's a cut right above my eyelid.
Oh, dude, are you okay? Do you need a hug?
I need something. I need to stop doing things that can hurt me. I mean, honestly, it was the most safe day until that moment. And then, I mean, I was helpless. My feet are up in the air. My arms are up in the air. Like, I'm at the top of this thing, and I'm like, oh crap, this is happening. And I didn't know what I was going to land on. And I literally just went flying. You can see on the video, I just kind of got launched off. And
you're lucky you did not hit a tree.
I'm lucky that nothing bad happened. And the injury is very minimal. But to quote my daughter, that was her favorite part of her birthday. I asked her, I go, what was your favorite part of the weekend? She goes, watching you go flying over that thing. So that's her. I did get her a gift that was kind of non-traditional. I saw online, I think it was on my Instagram feed, where you can buy these confetti cannons. You know what those
fun.
are?
Yeah.
So I ordered one of those, and I had her like do the unboxing, because it just came from Amazon. So she went out in the middle of the snow and blew that up, and that was like fun for her, because she's all about sending videos to her friends and stuff like that. So that was like,
Aww.
It was a good birthday, and now we're gonna have a driver in a year. So
you got to take her out now. Let her start practicing.
I know it's scary because I grew up in a small town. Like, the worst thing that could happen is like you land in a cornfield or something, and driving around Phoenix is a whole nother thing. So we are bracing for that situation, which is on the horizon.
Take her to a mall parking lot.
Okay.
Like when it's closed.
Should I do it now? Because I think she's supposed to be 15 and a half technically before she can drive.
I mean, go to a mall when it's closed and let her just kind of drive around and get the feel of the car and the braking.
Yeah.
I think that's like the hardest part, because I remember when Lucy first started driving and I mean, the braking was,
Oh yeah. You don't know how hard to press. Did Lucy take the classes like from a private school?
Yes. In
Okay.
fact, I highly recommend that because, and I don't know the name of they're all over. I don't know the name of them.
Yeah.
But we would take her around and, kids don't want to hear us say, don't hit the brake so hard. I mean, and criticize them. I laughed a few times because it was just, she doesn't know how to drive and it was funny.
Yeah.
And she would get really frustrated. So doing that, I thought was great. And we're in Phoenix and they actually took them down to the airport. And
Okay.
I thought that was really good because there's a lot of traffic. You got to be aware of what's going on. So highly recommend. I think it's like $400 or $500. It's kind of expensive,
Yeah.
but totally worth it.
And the airport thing makes me nervous, and I've been driving for years.
Right.
our airport is a little silly how you got to merge really quickly, and it gets easy to get lost and stuff. So, that's
Oh
a
my
good
gosh,
lesson.
I'm old and I can get into the airport and I always get lost on my way out of the airport.
Miss the turn
Always.
for sure.
Always. So I have to ask you this. So
Yeah.
you did your bachelor party and then you had to get a hold of your wife. You had to call her and say, hey, I'm done. I'm on my way.
Yep.
How is your wife in your phone, like labeled in your phone?
Ice is what I call her. This is something that came up years ago, and the reason she's called Ice, I don't know if people know this, but if you are in an accident or something, they find that Ice is supposed to be in case of emergency.
Right.
So is that what you do for Eric, or is that
But it's just Ice. There's nothing after that.
no, just Ice? ICE. Yeah.
Okay, so Eric is my husband. I have him Ice Eric, and then our last name.
Okay.
Well, I bring this up because there is a tweet that's going viral because this woman looked in her husband's phone, and in his phone for her, the wife, is
Yeah.
her first and last name. And she thought that was very formal. She's like, what the hell? And I guess his name in her phone is Cupid Guy, like something cute.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
And so I asked my husband, and I'm like, how am I in your phone? I don't even get Ice. I literally have my first and last name. And now I'm kind of irritated because I want a cute name. So he asks me, how am I in your phone? And I'm like, all right, it's Ice Eric, last name. And he goes, see, you're just as bad. So I am going to change his name. I always call him #CuteHusband.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be Ice #CuteHusband. I'm changing it today.
So my wife doesn't have Ice for me. I guess she doesn't want me to be there if there's an emergency. She wants somebody else to help her, which is probably a good idea. But I did change my name in her phone, and this is going back to like flip phone days, right?
Right,
So
right.
this is, I don't even know if we were married when I did this, but I am in her phone as the Big Sexy. Which I don't even know why that was funny to me then. But it's still there. And the funniest thing is like when Georgia's got friends in the car, and then I'll call her and it comes up on the screen, the Big Sexy. Her friends think that's the funniest thing. Like, oh, that's just dad. He's just, he's the Big Sexy.
All right, so you need to change your wife's name in your phone now. You can keep Ice, but you got to put something after it.
Well, I did call her Tuna as a joke.
Oh, that's right.
And I had the bowling ball engraved for her Christmas one time that says tuna on it. So she has the engraved bowling ball. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's Ice Tuna. All right, I got to make some changes. We're going to play Get the Fake Out, Maria, but you got to decide what you want to play for today. What kind of prize would you like? Imaginary prize, I'm sorry.
Oh, my imaginary prize. My daughter told me she wants a puppy for her condo. By the way, as the landlords, my husband and I said no pets,
Yeah.
but she could have a fake pet.
Fake pet. All right.
Fake pet. So let's play for a pretend dog for Lucy's condo.
All right, here we go.
You are a liar. You are a fake.
Maria and Chad present
Is this for real?
Do you ever fake it?
Get the Fake Out.
That was a fake.
I think I'm for real.
Just to bring everybody up to speed, if you're new to the podcast, this is a game where I come up with some headlines. Well, at least I make up one, and then I give Maria some real ones, and she has to figure out which one is fake. A la Get the Fake Out for a fake dog. Here we go. You ready, Maria?
Yes.
Number one, Dunkin'. I think it's just called Dunkin' now, right? It's not Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, just Dunkin'.
Dunkin' is testing pre-made salads.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Hershey came out with a new version of the whatchamacallit bar called the Whoozy What's It.
Who's the? How do you spell that? What's it?
However
Okay,
you
got
want.
it.
Whoozy What's It. All right. Most lived-in home in America welcomed its 100th family in the last 10 years. It's 100 families
Ooh.
in one home.
In 10 years?
They moved in the last 10 years. They've been there.
Oh,
with
got it.
100 family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And finally, we love Florida. Florida submits bid to host 2021 Summer Olympics if Tokyo is unable to host due to the pandemic.
Wow. Okay, so I just have 4. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, number 2, the Hershey has the new Whoozy What's It, whatever. I know that's true. I read that, so I know that one's true.
I wanted to do that as a gimme because I knew you follow those new food stuff. So that's an easy one. Yep.
Okay. I think a home that has had its 100th family. That's a lot of families. That means it's an old house.
Mm-hmm. Or a lot of moving.
Or a lot of moving. I'm going to say, or the pandemic Florida one, because the pandemic's there. It's also here. So what's the difference? Oh, you did a good job today.
It sounds like you're talking to a dog. Oh, you did a good job.
I'm going to say Florida saying that they'll host the 2021 Olympics because it's already 2021. That's a short turnaround time. I think you, Chad, made that one up.
All right, let's see. Oh, that is a real headline. Florida has no rules. They'll do whatever they want if somebody says they can. So, yeah, the Olympic, I don't think it's going to happen, but they did submit a bid. So that's real. The Whoozy What's It is coming to certain markets. I guess it's a peanut butter cream layer with Rice Crisp covered in chocolate.
Guess who's going to buy that one if she sees it? Me.
Well, I haven't had a whatchamacallit in forever, but I remember that being like my go-to. If it's not a Snickers when I was a kid, I would have that. The only thing about it, I would say it had gross-looking packaging with that poop brown label. I think the packaging is not so good, but the Whoozy What's It is coming. Dunkin' is testing pre-made salads. This is in 6 locations across the U.S. It's going to be in a portable jar, which is interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
And so they're just trying to do a healthy option. So I made up the story about the 100th family in a home. So that was the fake one. You are not getting a fake dog today, but thanks for playing.
Boo! Boo! Have you heard this porch pirate story?
Like where they steal the Amazon packages off the porch?
Yeah, like Amazon packages and FedEx packages. On our Nextdoor app, we get that all the time. We get videos of people, hey, have you seen this guy? He stole said package, blah, blah, blah.
But it's never happened to you, right? You never had anything stolen, have you? Okay.
No, knock on wood. Don't jinx it for me. Well, there was a woman in Detroit, and she had to call the cops and file a report for a porch pirate who stole something from her.
Okay.
It wasn't a package from Amazon. It wasn't a package from FedEx or whatever. These guys stole her entire porch.
How they
Like the
steal
entire porch. The green wooden stairs, the railings, it's a small porch, and they stole the entire thing. And the story I read, they said these guys took porch pirating, like literally all they needed were eye patches to be pirates.
Did they lift it up? Like how do you steal a porch? Like drag it down the road? I mean, that's crazy.
I have no idea. Now I'm guessing, Detroit has some like older homes, and I'm guessing, maybe the porch was just kind of stuck on there. We've seen those remodel shows before where they just pull it off.
Yeah.
These guys literally stole her porch, for God's sake.
That is classic. Wow. Speaking of things that are trending in the news, I got to share with you. I don't know if did you see the woman that was trying to teach her baby to say mama?
No.
All right, let me play it for you. Wait for the finish.
You say, mama, 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 mama. Mama, 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 mama. You can say mama, mama, mom.
Oh,
Now I ask you, Maria, I know you're a dog lover. Did that Rottweiler actually say mama?
yes,
Okay.
of course.
All right. I don't know. It's a stretch, but it's funny that the dog is reaction, can hear the noise and it's trying to replicate it.
Well, and it's funny that it's a Rottweiler. I would expect that from a Husky because Huskies like to talk to you, but not a Rottweiler.
Have I told you our puppy Juno, when somebody has been gone, whether it's my daughter or myself, she does that kind of like when you come home, like where have you been? It's not a noise of like being uncomfortable or mad. It's like kind of like happy to see you. Like it's pretty cute.
Welcome home, Mom and Dad and Mom.
Yep. Sister. What is Georgia to her? Is she a sister? Is she a mom?
Well, no, that would be the mom, right? Because it's her dog.
So then what's my wife,
Oh,
Stephanie?
your grandparents.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's your granddog.
It's going to happen someday.
And then I have one more news story that is just so ridiculous. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay.
This is the headline. Man has nose and lip removed to resemble alien.
What? Is
The
he
guy
like
in-
one of these guys that's like dysmorphia or something?
I guess. He's in France.
Yeah.
And he is now struggling to speak because he had his nose and his top lip removed to resemble an alien. His name is Anthony. And he also has covered his entire body in black tattoos and bolts. He's got to have that dysmorphia thing. He says he's always dreamed of being a scary character. Voila, you're a scary character.
I've seen the guy, and I'm sure you've seen the video or pictures of him, the guy that became the lizard, where he like forked his tongue and he has the tattoos of the scales and all that. Mm-hmm. I don't get it, but I'm also the person that doesn't have any tattoos. But I always laugh. Have you seen the picture that's going around online of the person that got the tattoo that was supposed to say no regrets? It says no regrets.
No regrets. Yeah, that's kind of the joke now.
Do you think that's real? Do you think somebody really messed that up? Or if that's like
Yes.
some kind of internet. Okay. All right.
I totally believe that. Absolutely. You see it all the time. And the thing is, I know you don't have any tattoos, but when you go in, they show you the design. They put the, it's almost like where they trace it. So they put the Tracy thing on your arm or wherever you have it, and you're supposed to look at it and go, okay, yeah, I like the placement. If you don't like the placement, they erase it and then put it somewhere else. I mean, you got to blame the tattoo artist a little bit, but whoever's getting the tattoo needs to take a little bit of responsibility.
They approved it. All right, let's do this.
The final question.
This is a fun one, Maria. I can get you thinking. What's a phrase people use that you just don't get or drives you crazy?
You go first. Let me think about this one.
Put this on our Facebook page just to kind of get people responding. My response was 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Because it usually is used in a time that's just like somebody doesn't know what else to say.
Yeah.
It's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I don't know. I just think it's kind of annoying and lazy.
I would have to say, and this is going to really suck because if Charlie and Sandy are watching our podcast today or listening to our podcast, they both say this.
Uh-oh.
And I'm sorry, guys. It drives the cool beans drives me nuts. I don't know what it is about it. Hate it. Hate it.
Now, did they say it as like a tie-in? Because you and I both used to work at a station that was called Cool. Is that why? Or just Cool? It's like an 80s thing, I think, when that came out.
I don't think it had anything to do with the radio station Cool. I just think it was just like, instead of saying awesome or okay, cool beans.
Did
But
they
for
say...
whatever reason, I just didn't like it.
Did they say, gag me with a spoon?
No, they did not. But it's just one of those. I don't have any reason. It just bugs me.
Michelle this is a listener on our Facebook page. She says it's Friday Eve instead of saying it's Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Not my job. That's something that goes around the workplace. Not a good one. Let's see. Oh, this is, I think I'm agreeing. The people that say bruh. Hey, bruh. Like,
Oh, that's just lazy.
yeah, that's Stephanie's comment. Stephanie Green. Thank you for listening. If you want to comment, it's the final question is up on our Facebook page. On Facebook, just search for Maria and Chad. Instagram at Maria and Chad.
Thanks again for listening to Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Follow us on Instagram at Maria and Chad and Facebook. You can now listen for free in all these places. The radio.com app, on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, the Amazon Music app, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Pandora, Podbean, and of course, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode.